Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you all the fragrances I wore for the week and some new ones that I got. So like a little mini haul. So I'm super excited. But before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird and Wonderful family. I post Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So if you like regular content, I'm your girl. And without further ado, let's get into this. Now, I want to start the video just talking about the new ring that Jeulia.com sent me. They sent me this gorgeous ring. I'll have a close-up for you. It's two-toned, so it's gold and then two silver bands. It's got pink stones on the side, the diamond in the middle, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. They also sent me this pair of earrings. Both sets are from Jeulia, as well as my wedding ring is from Jeulia.com. And basically I get compliments on my jewelry all the time. Basically I just wear Jeulia.com. It's sterling silver. The quality is fantastic. They have their fabricated stones called Jeulia stones, but you can also get masonite. Tons of selection to choose from rings, bracelets, necklaces, watches, earrings, and also female and male jewelry. So tons to choose from. Tons of different styles, and I like, it's hard to choose when they say, can we send you another piece? It's actually hard to choose because there's so many amazing ones. Now this, my wedding set, is a mixture of two that I have received. I wear them literally all day, never take them off. They stay gorgeous, and I get compliments on this setting all the time. And nobody, like they're always like, wow, that's an amazing setting. And then I'll go, well, they're not real diamonds. And then they're like, well, you didn't need to tell us, but we'd have never guessed. So beautiful, beautiful quality. What I love about them is the quality is phenomenal. The price point is affordable. So just so impressed with this company. It'll be interesting to see how the ring does, because it's got the gold plating on it, and then underneath is the silver. So it'll be interesting to see how this wears. I'll keep you posted, but I just love it. I'll have all the links down below as well. They're having a Black Friday sale where you can buy one, get one 50% off. So all of the links will be down below. And yeah, have you tried their jewelry? If so, weigh in and let us know what your comments are. I've had nothing but positive experiences with them, and love, love, love my pieces. So anyway, let's get into the fragrances. A couple weeks ago or last week or something, one of you, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was. If it was you, let me know. But they had mentioned that they had tried Ellis Brooklyn's Apres and said that it was reminded them of Gris Charnel by BDK. So I happened to have a sample. I gave it a try, and I definitely understand where they're going with that. So there's a little bit of a smoky quality. To me, it smells different than Gris Charnel, but it's also kind of in that same genre. So first of all, just like the B bottle, which is yellow, I love the shape of Ellis Brooklyn bottles. There's a bit of opaqueness, but you can still see through them. I just love the look of the glass. And then the Apres bottle is green. So it's such a beautiful bottle. But then the fragrance, it's kind of aromatic, a little bit spicy, a little feel of smoke, which I think is probably from the juniper that's in there. There's juniper, cardamom, and saffron in the opening. And I'm just gonna read these because there's lots. There's bourbon whiskey, guaiac wood, suede, labdanum, violet, and praline for the middle notes, and then the base notes are cedar, sandalwood, vanilla, musk, and patchouli. So it could be the guaiac wood. I think honestly that juniper plays a part. So this one I would say is unisex. It certainly isn't feminine leaning. So for sure unisex. I can see where some people might find this to be almost masculine. I don't. I really think it's beautiful. It's very smoky. It's elegant. It's understated. I don't find that there's a huge projection on it. I know some of the comments on Fragrantica was that it's like walking through a forest. So I definitely get that vibe from the juniper in particular, because that's a lot more balsamic. But I actually think it's a beautiful fragrance. I'm not sure I would want to purchase it because I really love Gris Charnel. So if I was going to buy one that's kind of in the same genre, that's kind of like a little bit smoky, woody, not overly sweet fragrance that's elegant, I would probably choose Gris Charnel over Apres, but that said, the Apres is very, very beautiful and definitely worth a sniff. I know you can smell it in Sephora, so if you have a Sephora around, definitely worth going in there and smelling it. I don't find that it's an overly long-lasting fragrance. Like, it'll last about 6 hours, but I feel like your projection is maybe 2, so it definitely sits closer to the skin. That said, I think Gris Charnel does as well. So definitely nice. I'm glad I've got this larger sample, and I definitely will be using it up because I really, really enjoy it. Now, the next fragrance I tried was Diptyque's Eau d'Huile. Now, this was the first Diptyque fragrance I think that I've tried. And I'm not overly keen on it. Now, I know a lot of people like it. Maybe it would take time for me to warm up to it, but it wasn't like it was a love at first sniff. I find this to be kind of more vanillic than anything, slightly powdery and a bit sweet. It's kind of interesting because the notes are a little bit similar to Apres. Apres actually shares some of the same notes, but they just smell so vastly different. So I definitely find Eau d'Huile to be a lot more feminine leaning. I don't know if it's marketed towards male or female. My guess is it's considered unisex, but I would say it tends to be a little more feminine leaning. It's got vanilla in it, there's juniper, cardamom, saffron, pink pepper, there's tea in it, bergamot, ambergris, just a whole bunch of notes like that. So it's kind of a mosh of notes. How it comes across to me when I first spray it is slightly fruity, so I definitely get bergamot at the opening, like kind of there's a little bit of a juicy brightness to it. And then as it dries down, it becomes a little bit more vanillic, just a hint of that balsamic quality. I don't find it overly green. Yeah, to me it's more vanillic with slight powder, a little bit sweet. I would say the ambergris is kind of lending to that kind of powdery sweetness. I don't really notice a whole lot of the juniper, like any sort of balsamic note like juniper or like the cardamom adding some spice. Don't really notice it. In fact, it feels a little bit more like almost like a springtime fragrance. So this one may do better in the warmer months than the cooler months. But to me, I wasn't overly impressed with it. I also found that this one sat really close to the skin, and I didn't notice it after about 4 hours. Like, it just kind of completely disappeared. So Eau d'Huile didn't impress me very much. If you've tried it, weigh in, because I know it's a favorite of a lot of people. Okay, the next fragrance that I tried, I was in Shoppers Drug Mart and I noticed that they had a big huge brand new bottle of Girl of Now. And so I hadn't tried that in a long time. I sprayed it on a card. I'm normally a huge fan of the Girl of Now Shine, which has pineapple in it. And I love this, but I sprayed Girl of Now because before, like, I've always thought, oh, I definitely prefer Shine over Girl of Now. So I walked around the store just sniffing my card, looking at makeup and stuff. And then I loved it so much, I'm like, I've got to spray it on my hand. So I went and I gave myself 2 good sprays of it on my one hand. Then I went home and I put Girl of Now Shine on my other hand. So then I had both to compare, and I literally couldn't believe it. I'm not sure which one I like better. In fact, I almost think that I'm headed towards liking Girl of Now, the original, better. So with the original Girl of Now, kind of the star of the show is that pistachio. It has pistachio, pear, and mandarin orange. So definitely notice that juicy quality in the opening. Girl of Now Shine has the pistachio, pear, and the mandarin orange, but it also has the pineapple. And I definitely get that hit of juicy pineapple, but it doesn't feel like fresh pineapple. It smells a little bit more like cooked pineapple to me. And then in Girl of Now, it has almond, magnolia, and orange blossom in the middle. And Girl of Now Shine has bitter almond, orange blossom, ylang ylang, and jasmine. So a little bit of a difference. And I definitely, like, I can get that whole concept of Shine being a little more tropical because of the pineapple. So makes sense that they chose ylang ylang. Don't really notice the jasmine. For the most part, I find both both fragrances to be quite orange blossom heavy. That said, with the pineapple in, like, knowing that there's ylang, there is a bit of a sweeter quality to this one that could be thought of maybe as a little bit banana-esque. Like, it doesn't smell like banana, but so I do notice the difference for sure with that ylang being in there, but overall it's a orange blossom bomb. The base notes in Girl of Now are almond milk, tonka, cashmeran, and patchouli. And in Girl of Now Shine, it's vanilla, patchouli, and iris. And I definitely noticed the difference as they dried down. Actually, in the dry down, I definitely preferred Girl of Now because it was a little bit less powdery. There's a bit of a powdery quality to Girl of Now Shine. So I think I'm changing my mind. I think I like Girl of Now better. They're both beautiful. I don't know if you need both, but if you really love that scent profile, I don't think it's a bad thing. And after wearing Girl of Now, I kind of think it's on my wish list now. Well, no, it for sure is on my wish list. I want to get it. So love my Girl of Now Shine, but now I think I love Girl of Now equally as much. Next fragrance that I wore this week was L'Interdit by Givenchy. I haven't worn this fragrance for quite some time. The biggest reason why is because not this past summer, but the summer before, I put it on and it was a really hot day and I went in ham, and then I found it made me nauseous, and so I've kind of struggled with it a little bit, but wearing it in the cooler months, I just love this fragrance. I think it's classy, it's sweet. It's a little bit provocative, like it smells kind of nectar-esque in my opinion, but it's just uber classy. Definitely a tuberose heavy fragrance. So if you're not a fan of tuberose, you would want to steer clear of this. So what I notice when I first smell L'Interdit is the pear note. It's kind of a little bit fresher, very sweet, very mouth-watering. So it has pear and bergamot in the opening. I get more pear than bergamot, but definitely the two notes together really kind of create this mouth-watering, kind of sweet, juicy feel to the fragrance. It has the trifecta of florals, so it has tuberose, orange blossom, and jasmine, but definitely I'm getting more of the tuberose than anything. It's that sweeter, more bubblegummy tuberose. The pear with that sweet tuberose, it makes this quite a sweet, kind of decadent fragrance. The base has patchouli, vanilla, ambroxan, and vetiver. Honestly, I don't notice the vetiver. What I'm getting is primarily the vanilla. So to me, this comes across as a juicy pear tuberose combination with a vanillic base. I think it's beautiful. It lasts so long on the skin, like I can kind of wear it all day. Definitely projects well. I've never actually gotten a compliment on this one, but I just think it's really beautiful. It's quite grounding. It feels elegant. So when I put it on, I feel very elegant. I feel put together. I feel very grown woman. So really enjoy this fragrance. Now the reason why I wore it this week is because I wanted to smell it again compared to one of my new ones, which I'm going to share with you, which is L'Interdit Rouge by Givenchy. Now this one, I got this in the Sephora VIB sale. This one is amazing. So this one's spicier and a little bit more like evening appropriate, so it's a little bit more sexy, sensual. I just think it's gorgeous. Now I smelt it a while back, but I've really noticed that my tastes have kind of started to shift and are developing differently. So I'm noticing things that I didn't notice before, and things that were a bit of a turn off I'm now really enjoying. And that's the case with L'Interdit Rouge. Now, I really liked this fragrance the first time I smelled it. I thought it smelled intoxicating. It's sexy. There's a little bit of spiciness to it. So I loved the fragrance for about the first 5 hours. But then as it dried down, to me, it got almost a little bit powdery and a little bit like root beer, honestly. So I wasn't quite sure if I wanted it because I didn't really enjoy that root beer vibe. So tried it again, and then I tried it on my skin, And I fell in love with it. I totally fell in love with this. It's so uber sexy. Like, to me, this fragrance reminds me of something that, you know, some gorgeous, like, chanteuse, like a singer, like in a jazz club would wear. She wears this gorgeous fitted mermaid gown when she sings, and she's got gloves on, and she's got her hair like coiffed just perfectly. She wears this as she sings all these like kind of sexy, intimate jazz songs. Love this fragrance. It's so, so good. So what gives it its spiciness is that in the opening it has ginger, and then it also has blood orange. So definitely that ginger gives it just a hint of a kick. And then it has tuberose, jasmine, and pimento leaf in the middle. I don't know what pimento leaf smells like, so I have no idea. I know it's in Demi Rawlings, or pimento I think is in Demi Rawlings fragrance. So I've never really looked up. I need to look up and find out what pimento is supposed to smell like. But anyway, the base is sandalwood, patchouli, and vetiver. So shares some of the same notes as L'Interdit, just the EDP. But honestly, I like this one better. It's sexier. It's a little bit more, well, it's very sensual. It feels a little bit spicy, a little bit mysterious. And it's definitely my jazz fragrance. Now, put this on the other day, was loving it, and then I put on By the Fireplace with it. Oh my goodness, what an amazing combination. If you've got L'Interdit Rouge, try it with By the Fireplace if you've got both. What an amazing combination. Or if you have Bonfire Bash lotion, try it with this, because oh, it was so, so amazing. So excited to have this. I think I'm gonna just do the rest of my little mini haul for you right now. I also bought the Kayali Discovery set. So I have tried several of these fragrances, but there's some that I had never tried. So in particular, Eden Juicy Apple. So I wanted to give it a go, and I wanted to try all of them, give all of them a really good wear, and then give you my thoughts on the whole entire Kayali collection. So that will be coming up pretty soon. The last one I got was from my friend Lori. So she got a little bottle of Wanted Girl by Azzaro, and she didn't like it, so she gave it to me. So what I like about this is that you don't spray it using this thing. I think some of them you have to do that. You press down on this. I love the fact that the 30 ml just pulls off like a normal cap. So I had smelt this fragrance in store quite a few times, but only on a card. And it shows me that basically all fragrances I need to try on my skin. When I tried this, like in the store on a card, wasn't a fan. Like I didn't even think about spraying it on myself. I just thought, kind of unremarkable. This fragrance is so delicious. Like, I finally get the hype around this one. This was so super hyped up a couple years ago. So this one on the skin is so juicy and warm and sexy, slightly lactonic. It's just literally scrumptious. So it has ginger flower, orange blossom, pomegranate, and pink pepper in the opening. I get a little hint of that spice, but really I don't notice any of those notes other than the orange blossom. I definitely recognize orange blossom in here. Now the middle notes are Datura, which is kind of a tropical flower, and Dulce de Leche. So definitely get that Dulce de Leche. I think that's how you say it. I actually looked it up because I've always said Dolce de Leche, but I believe it's Dulce de Leche. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I got it right. The base is tonka bean, patchouli, and vetiver. Definitely get that tonka feel, that warm feel, and I really love it in this. Definitely get the patchouli. This is so sexy and a little bit alluring, intoxicating, full-on intoxicating, especially with the Dulce de Leche. Ooh, so amazing. So I love this fragrance. In fact, I loved it so much that I didn't want to stop wearing it. Like, I just kept on spraying it because it's so mouth-watering, and I just feel like I smell like this like intoxicating sex bomb when I have it on. So anyway, absolutely love this one. To me, this is the perfect date night scent. It's going to be long lasting. It's going to project. It's got that intoxicating, you know, sweetness that guys really like. Holy moly. Holy moly donut shop. This is a good one and I'm so happy to have it. Thank you, Lori. Last fragrance that I'm going to mention today is Kilian Princess. This is one that I'm kind of having a hard time putting down these days. Yeah, I still have a bit in the bottle, but I'm loving this. I have a dupe for you that I will be talking about very soon. But this one, so good. It's a little slightly powdery though. And for whatever reason, I'm really getting into this powdery note, and it's not powdery from a perspective of a musk powder, which I'm not a huge fan of. So something like Sarah Jessica Parker's Lovely, that's a musk powder, which I'm not as keen on. Iris powder, like a lipsticky vibe, not crazy about. But the powder from a marshmallow, the powder from, you know, some sort of delectable food kind of quality thing, I'm all over. So Genuine Noir, there's a powdery aspect to it. Find it super uber sexy, really enjoy it. I find it calming. Same thing with Murrin Tonka. I find it sexy yet calming. So like it kind of hits both nerves for me. I feel like a mysterious woman with them, but I also feel somehow like it grounds me and calms me. So I'm pretty sure, for sure, I'm getting Genuine Noir. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that one. Murrin Tonka, that's a little bit more pricey, so I'm not sure. But this one, really love this one. And I don't know if any of you have noticed it, but do you guys find that Princess by Kilian has a similar vibe and smells kind of similar to Lyra by Xerjoff? Tell me what you think. Have you noticed that? Do you think that at all? The notes that really stand out in this one are the ginger, the peach, the matcha tea, the vanilla, and the marshmallow. That's the main gist of this fragrance. To me, it smells slightly powdery, a little bit dense, a little bit dessert-like, but fluffy at the same time. Yeah, so decadent. Really enjoy it. I find it to be quite a cheery fragrance, even though I don't find it energizing necessarily, but I think it's cheery, uplifting, a little bit flirty, a little bit lighthearted, I guess, in a way. So really am enjoying this one. The only thing is I don't find the longevity, well, the longevity is actually pretty decent, but I find that the projection isn't phenomenal. Regardless, I love it. And that is it. I'm so excited, especially with my L'Interdit Rouge and my Girl Wanted, or my Wanted Girl by Azzaro. Can't believe how much I love this fragrance. The other thing that I learned, I looked up the bottle. It's supposed to represent a grenade, which is, I think, is their signature kind of idea. But then they made it look like a flower as well. So with the cap off, it looks like a little bud, like a little flower bud. So I really like that idea because I think that women are sweet and powerful. So I like the combo. So really thought that was neat, and I'm excited to do a review on all the Kayali fragrances. Other than that, had a really great week. The underwhelming one for me was Eau Dwell by Diptyque. Definitely like that Apres by Ellis Brooklyn. What about you? What was your favorite fragrance for the week? Let me know in the comments. Thank you to Jeulia.com for sending me these gorgeous pieces, and please feel free to check out their site if you're interested. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.